right, guys, what's up? This is Mark Augustine here, and in this video, we're going to talk about the number one thing that we have seen, but not we, more Naeem and Sammy have seen, that has caused people to fail at eBay dropshipping. I want to explain who these guys are and where the value of this video comes from. So Ecom Sniper is a piece of software, eBay dropshipping automated software that Sammy is the founder, one of the co-founders of Ecom Sniper. Has been around for about 2 years now, over 2 years now. And we've seen hundreds of people come and go, and we've seen people stuck through and made money on a continuous basis. And Naeem works as a part of the team that works with a lot of users, and Sammy has personally written most of the software and seen all the ins and outs. So if you guys want some real insight on eBay dropshipping, like the video, subscribe, and like this is not a typical video you'll get anywhere on the internet. So Sammy, you want to introduce yourself? I kind of introduced you, but
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So my name is Sammy. I've been dropshipping on eBay for the last 8 to 9 years now, right? And as Mark said, I'm one of the founders of Ecom Sniper, which is an automation tool that dropships from Amazon onto eBay.
And the purpose of this video is not to sell you on the software. The software we've already had and continuously have success with a lot of our users. But the value that we've seen people come and go, I think is something that we have learned and you guys could learn from.
Yeah, yeah. So Mark, do you want to start the convo or?
Right. So what made me think about this video is that one night Naeem and I were working on some other stuff, and he was working with some users and actually helping them with listings and helping them with the software. And he's seeing the insight, and I'm seeing the conversations he's having with the different users. And I was like, wow, it gave me a reminder of the value that we get from seeing it.
Mhm.
And you should see patterns. So what we've seen people make. So first of all, what is the most we've seen someone make on a monthly basis with Ecom Sniper? Let's start there.
Yeah. So that's maybe we can talk about in one eBay account. Because like
Right, right. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
largest user is making like an extreme amount, but he has
Right.
multiple accounts. So with one eBay account, the most I've ever seen one person ever get to was actually Chris, right? And we talked
Mhm.
about him before, and he did about 13,000 in gross profit on one eBay account in 1 month, right?
Right. So I don't want to talk about why he's successful. If you guys want to see a video about why we think he's successful and how you can be another Chris, we'll get into that in a future video. But other than Chris, how many people have you seen come through Ecom Sniper and fail?
Tons. I hate to say it like that, but like tons. And the reason why, like there's two categories of people that usually fail, right?
Right, but wait. Before you say, so Sammy, I know before you get into that, Naeem, have you worked with anyone at Ecom Sniper that have failed?
A lot of them, a lot of them. I I'm a part of a rescue recovery team, so the guys are most of the guys like no they don't have consistency, they just fail. Yeah,
Exactly. It's the human problem, right?
right.
And we'll talk about that. There's two problems that make someone fail. One is on the macro scale, right, which is the consistency that this business requires, which is actually 90 days, right?
Right.
If
Right.
somebody gets to that 90-day mark, more or less, they're going to be a successful eBay dropshipper, probably like a 90% success rate, like from that journey forward. So it's like if you dropship on eBay for 90 days, after 90 days, your identity becomes an eBay dropshipper,
Right.
right?
Right. All right.
And then once your identity is a dropshipper on eBay, it doesn't mean you're gonna make a ton. It means that you're gonna be consistent on this business model. You're not gonna be on the path of like falling off, looking for a different business. Things might happen to you in life, but you'll always come back because you've learned the skill of dropshipping. So
Right.
Right. So what makes them fail?
right. So that macro problem, like number one, is not getting to that 90 days. And that makes them ultimately a failed dropshipper. But on the micro level, on a day-to-day, the root problem is they're not listing items. right? If
And why do you think someone would not list items?
so
Is it that you're saying, wait. So is it that you're saying, and I'm just being
devil's
devil's
advocate,
advocate,
do it, yeah.
is it that you're saying that if anyone just sits for 9 days and lists, they'll make money?
No, I'm saying when you do that, right, it's like a snowball effect, right? That ends up happening, right? That is like the core of it all, and I'll explain, right? Nguyen is a part of the rescue and recovery team, right? And what, Nguyen, you want to explain what's happening in rescue and recovery, and then I'll continue the conversation from there.
Yeah, the rescue and recovery team, what we do, like whoever the users are not listing items, we're trying to make that tool use and list every single day and at least 100 items, because like if you're listing continuously you will get sales, otherwise like your account traffic will slow down and there will be no sales. And because like ton of guys, they're expecting too much in a like week, because I paid for this tool for $200 or like that, they're expecting everything will be done with this tool, but this is not the true. You have to put a little effort. So this is how it
Right.
works, and people are like ton of people are just thinking like this and not taking action.
True. So
Right.
number one, it's if they do list, right, for 90 days, I can
Right.
more or less say that they will be successful. And it's not because listing is the only important thing about it. But when you're listing, right, you're gonna get a sale,
Right.
right? And when you get a sale, you're gonna get dopamine, and you're gonna get that from that dopamine. You're gonna investigate how to get more sales, and then you're gonna investigate and find out about all of the optimization tricks of all of how to like run this business. But it's a snowball effect that comes from getting your first sale, right?
Right.
And to get your sales, you need a list.
Right.
Do you get my point?
So do you think that most people fail because they don't get their first sale?
1,000,000%. So if we're gonna break it down, so number one, if you don't get your first sale right away, you're gone.
Right. And how many people, how long most people wait for their first sale?
Usually people get it within their first week if they're listing. They get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've seen people get sales like two multiple sales in 12 hours, even 24 hours. Some people it took 48 hours. It depends how you're taking action.
Right. There are those unfortunate cases of people who list like 700 items and they don't get their first sale, but usually it's like there's a reason behind it. Like for example, one of the users who joined, their accounts, two of them were both below standards. These two users, even
Right.
if you list 1,000 items, your account is below standard, you're not gonna have much success. So those two accounts that were below standard, they still saw sales, but it comes much later because when you're below standard, you don't get as much visibility, right? So generally, this is what we try to do to solve this problem, yeah? So number one, if they don't list, they're not gonna get their first sale. Usually most people who list like 1,000 items are gonna get their first sale. But there are
And
some
guys, if you're
users.
watching this, understand context, right? When we say 1,000 listings, this is specifically the process that we do at Ecom Sniper. But what I'm trying to get you guys to take from this video is the core problem of not one of the biggest problems that both Sammy and Naeem and myself have seen through hundreds of people is just not getting the first profitable sale as soon as possible. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So we tried many things to get them the first sale. The one thing that is undisputable is if you snipe. So our course was first thing was teaching somebody to snipe. Then we
Right.
realized that the education behind sniping is too high for somebody coming in. So what we
And I also think the time it takes for them to sit down and snipe and get it.
exactly.
People have a bigger pushback on that. And we'll get into another video, we'll talk about that. But yeah, go ahead.
Right. So because of that, we decided, you know what? Forget about that. Let's tell them to bulk list with a 60% markup for like the first 1,000 items. And the whole point of it is so that way they get the first sale.
Right.
So really a lot of the excuses that we got, why did they didn't start listing yet, even though it's just a click of a button. Naeem, what was the excuses somebody had for
Like
not
there
listening
are
to what
like
you've seen?
ton of excuses, but some of them are say, "Oh man, I'm very busy. I don't have time. I go to work. I'm very tired." Like they have everything, but they're just giving like some little crappy excuses. But whoever takes that action, their success. True, I've seen that on my eyes. I'm dealing with
Right.
this every single day. Yeah,
Right. I think really the root of it all from the users that I spoke to when they didn't list, all of them lack the sense of urgency,
right,
right? They join, they see that there's a video to set up the account. We reduced everything to 1 and 2 minute videos to
right,
right to make everything as streamlined as possible. But even then, I think the real reason behind why they didn't take action is because they feel secure and safe that they can take this action tomorrow. So that urgency to act isn't present,
right,
right? And I think that is the greatest crime that somebody can do when they're like trying to make money online, right? And if you don't have, that's why we thought in our previous video, I said that the most successful people come from a place of pain,
right,
right? That pain acts as the sense of urgency that they need to take action.
right,
Do you get my answer, Mark?
Right. So guys, again, if you basically it comes down to you. A lot of you guys watching this, and it's interesting because I remember when I did a interview with this the CEO of DSM Tools years ago, right? And the one thing that he brought up in a video is that he is careful on promising success. Because what we see continuously is the one thing that stops the success is lack of action of the user. It's interesting and a bit frustrating, right? Because in 2025, you guys who are watching this have tools, have training, have coaches, have free information. And all these years, I remember being on these calls with the DSHini users, and half of I would say 90% of what I had to do was just get on the calls with like 20 people
Just
and be like,
motivate.
list, right? Like, stop being a lazy. I don't want to say the word I would have said
right.
like that.
That's funny.
It's a C word.
It's like that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. Just pick up the phone and start dialing. But in our case, just open up your computer and start
Yeah,
listening.
just list.
Just
So
list.
guys, so guys, I just want to close off this video. I don't want this to ramble too long, but what we're trying to get from this whole thing is that there are a lot of successful people. We have some insight. I have the luxury of talking to Sammy and Naeem who have insight on actual users successfully dropshipping on eBay.
Right.
And the only thing stopping you who are watching this from being successful is like a lot of people, you are not unique. But
Yeah.
most people actually have this problem of not taking action. But what will get you to step is getting that eBay account open and listing and getting into that first sale.
Right. And
Right.
Mark, I just want to mention one more thing about this topic. One of the goals we have at Ecom Sniper is transitioning to like a full done for you. Right now,
Right.
the tools are not there that can do everything for you, but it does do
Right.
90%. But every day we're chipping away like 1% at a time. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. All right, guys. So like the video, subscribe, let us know in the comment section. We have any questions that you have. I don't have Sammy and Naeem regularly, but when I can have them on, they'll be here. If you guys want them, Sammy does not, most of his time should be on building the tool so that it makes the process easier. But when we can have this insight is very valuable.
Right.
I'm
So
here
we
every
also
Saturdays too in the
right.
weekly
So
group.
if you're part of Ecom Sniper, Sammy runs live training every single Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, subscribe, check out in the description for all the free stuff that we have for you guys. Have a good one.